Ellen DeGeneres has always preached about kindness and is known for being a loved comedian in Hollywood. But more recently, things started to surface, and apparently there is a darker side to the Ellen DeGeneres show, and I'm gonna dish out some of that tea in today's list. I'm your host, Joss Bedard. I'm chatting about the top 10 things Ellen was caught lying about. Come say hi to us outside of YouTube. You can find our social media links. They are down below. And make sure you stick around until the end because I will be doing some comment shoutouts. That is always fun. Let me start off by saying I love Ellen DeGeneres, and this list is very hard for me because I don't like to believe that she could be lying and she could be doing shady things. But people have come forward with some stories, so I'm gonna dish them out for you. Kicking off our list at number 10 is how she treats her staff. She's always had a reputation for producing a show that is filled with laughter, positive vibes, and kindness. But it turns out that this might not be the whole truth, and a source came forward saying that she treats her staff like they are her peasants. Peasants! They came forward and said when the cameras aren't rolling, she treats staffers as if they are her peasants. She doesn't even brief the staff about the show anymore. They also alleged only a few lucky people are actually allowed to talk to Ellen when working on set or even looking her in the eye. This mystery source was very passionate about their bad experience and went as far as saying that Ellen plays favorites just to create tension and jealousy. Apparently, Ellen selects which staff to invite to fun events and then leaves the other ones in the dust. Up next, number 9 is Caitlyn Jenner felt burned by Ellen. Back in 2015, Caitlyn made a shocking confession while doing an interview on her show, saying that there was a time she didn't support same-sex marriage. She was asked about her stance on it, and she said, "At first, I was not for it." Ellen was offended and took shots at Caitlyn while talking on the Howard Stern show. She said she was unfairly passing judgment about gay people and marriage. Maybe she didn't want to dance with me on the show because I'm lesbian. But Caitlyn was quick to set the story straight and didn't like Ellen's untrue response. She expressed that she talked to Ellen on the phone prior to the interview taping and convinced her to discuss her shifting stance on marriage equality. But then Ellen kind of flipped the switch on her during the interview and made it sound like she was against same-sex marriage. But apparently she's not. And apparently Ellen never even asked her to dance, and she said she would have loved to dance with Ellen. Who doesn't want to dance with Ellen? Making our way to number 8 is the time that she defended Kevin Hart over a homophobic tweet. She angered a lot of her fans back in 2019 after she interviewed the comedian when he stepped down from being the Oscar host that year. If you missed all of that drama, he was asked to host the Oscar until homophobic tweets from his past resurfaced, and the only way that they would let him host is if he apologized for it. He ended up stepping down from the host position and refused to apologize because he already apologized for them in the past. One of the tweets from 2011 was a joke about what he would do if he caught his son playing with a dollhouse. He tweeted, "I'd beak it over his head and say, 'Stop, that's gay.'" But he refused to apologize, and Ellen actually brought him on her show and supported his decision to step down. She called the people attacking him about his tweets haters and actually encouraged him to not let it destroy him. It comes across very hypocritical, especially after the whole Caitlyn Jenner story I just told you. Like, you were mad at her for not agreeing with same-sex marriage, but this guy straight up posted a homophobic tweet and you're in support. I get that it's not coming across in the right way. Sliding into the number 7 spot is she did not support a writer's strike. Back in 2007, there was a writer's strike and Ellen carried on with the show anyways. She respected the picket lines for one day, but then returned to the studio the following day. She claims that she didn't have to actually follow the legal actions required, and when she filmed the next day, she said, "I love my writers, and in honor of them, I'm not gonna do a monologue." She felt that it was enough to give up the monologue part of her show, but the truth is, she was not supposed to create new episodes at all. The union condemned the decision to move forward and wrote in a statement that Ellen was not welcome in New York, where the show was scheduled to film in a few weeks' time. The Writers Guild of America wrote, "It's sad that Ellen couldn't even stand by writers for more than one day. Writers who have helped make her extremely successful. I'll love your show, but you can't just make a show when there's a writer's strike. Coming to the number 6 spot is she was sued for making fun of a woman's name. It was a very weird lawsuit back in 2016 when a Georgia-based real estate agent named TT Pierce sued Ellen for making a joke about her name. It happened during her What's Wrong with These Ads and Signs segment when she joked and called her Titty instead of TT. In the lawsuit, Pierce pointed out that Ellen knew her name was pronounced TT and that she faced harassment following the episode. The case was ultimately thrown out, and the judge said that the letter I in the English language can be pronounced several ways. This one will kind of depend on whose side of the story you believe. Ellen's producers did say they never intended to hurt anyone's feelings, but many people believe that Ellen knew that she was just making fun of her on purpose, obviously for the joke of the segment. Halfway through, we have the time she made CORRINNE Olympios uncomfortable. She was another celebrity who guest appeared on Ellen's show and went on to say that the experience wasn't so nice. She talked about it while speaking on The Morning Breath in 2017 when she was asked if the rumors were true about Ellen being a diva behind the scenes. She admitted that the show isn't what it seems to be and that there's truth that people don't get to see from Ellen. She kept things pretty vague, but said that she felt uncomfortable when talking to her. She said that before the taping, she was super excited because she was a big fan of her, obviously, and said it felt like she'd be talking to Dory from Finding Nemo, like the lovable goofy blue fish, played by Ellen. But the experience was different for her, and she said, "I've kept this in for so long, but to be honest, Ellen just made me a little uncomfortable." And for obvious reasons, Ellen denied these claims. Well, to be honest, she just didn't really comment on it altogether. Kind of like an eye roll thing to this whole story. We're at number 4 now, and we have the inappropriate comment about Katy Perry's breasts. Ellen swears that her heart and mind were in the right place when she tweeted out a birthday message for Katy saying, "Happy birthday, Katy, it's time to bring out the big balloons." But it was followed by an image of Ellen with her wife staring at Katy's breasts. The picture was obviously a joke. Both Katy and Ellen's wife are both laughing in it, but fans were not impressed and they actually started a trending hashtag double standard. People weren't impressed, even fellow celebrities joined in on the hashtag. Piers Morgan tweeted, "If a man made this joke, Ellen would lead the cries of sexist pig." People actually claimed that her tweet contradicted her Me Too monologue where she criticized sexual harassment and said it is not a male or female thing. Of course, Ellen is a comedian and said that the tweet was just meant as a joke. Taking over the 3rd spot is when she made Kathy Griffin cry. I feel like that is not an easy thing to accomplish. In 2016, she published a tell-all book called Kathy Griffin Celebrity Run-Ins, My A to Z Index. In the book, she dished some dirt about more than 100 celebrities, and Ellen was one of them. She wrote, "I'm almost positive a certain beloved daytime talk show host once had me kicked out of a backstage dressing room at the Emmy Awards. I can't prove it, but this person, who has short blonde hair, has a mean streak that all of Hollywood knows about." But Ellen said that it's not true, so you kind of have to judge if she is lying or not. Ellen said her piece on the situation and called Kathy very mean. She said, "She did a whole thing that I banned her from the show. I didn't ban her from the show because first, you have to be on the show to be banned." I'm interested to know, who do you believe? Do you believe Kathy Griffin? Do you believe Ellen? I want to know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Taking over the number 2 spot is her charity led to an IRS nightmare. One thing she's known for on her show is all the generous gifts and donations that she gives to people in need. In 2013, she helped a woman named Rye Shonda Fields after she lost her job as a substitute teacher. She gave her whole family approximately $55,000 to help everyone, and of course, they were overjoyed. But later on, tax collectors in Ohio threatened her with jail time for failing to pay $1,700 in taxes for the non-employee compensation awarded to her by The Ellen Show. She ended up having to pay a fine, and fans were actually shocked to hear about it. For some reason, people started coming at Ellen and her team, saying that it's not fair to award people large sums of money that they're gonna have to pay taxes on. Some people said that she lies about the fine print when she gives away all of these prizes on her show, and that they really aren't what they seem to be. I actually have a small fun fact for you. My friend got on The Ellen Show as a nurse, as a guest, and she got to play one of those games and actually won a prize. And she did get her 2 TVs and her check for $20,000. So all I gotta say is, it might be true. There might be some truth to these prizes. In the number 1 spot is NikkiTutorials. The YouTuber recently went on Ellen's show for an interview and later spoke about her bad experience. Similar to Ellen, Nikki is a big influence in the LGBTQ community after coming out as transgender. And before her interview, she gushed online about how excited she was, only to admit that the experience wasn't what she thought it would be. She said that Ellen didn't even say hi to her before going on stage and said the experience was just cold and distant. She also admitted that she didn't even have a place to go to the bathroom. Is that even legal? Nikki explained and said, every guest at Ellen had a private toilet, but I didn't. I couldn't even use the closest toilet to me because it was reserved for the Jonas Brothers. They were allowed, but I wasn't. Even looking back though, my interview got 8 million views and theirs only got 2 million. Ha! Of course, Ellen is saying that these claims are not true. I don't know if she's lying. I don't know who to believe. But let me know your guys' thoughts down in those comments and fire a thumbs up so I know you enjoyed the video. For now, let's check out some comments from some of my other videos. Joy Stream says, Joss, don't be surprised if there is a part 20 of this because social media is all they got. Well, you know what? I can do 20 parts. Social media might be able to, but I can't. There's a lot of parts. Abdi Babe says, Joss, you're the best. I think you resemble Kendall Jenner. You too would make a beautiful top model. Bless your soul. This is so flattering, but my God, I do not look like Kendall Jenner, and there's no way that I could be the model that she is. Taylor Gate says, the shock that I found out that this channel is Canadian makes me really happy. Hashtag Canadian forever. I only started watching these videos since April 19th. Well, welcome to the channel. And yes, we are Canadian. Very excited about that. Unnamed account, literally there's no name, says, awesome video. I really liked it. Want to be friends? Sure. Why not? We'll be social distancing friends though, because stay away from me. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here. That's really all I have left. Let me know what you are thinking in those comments. Subscribe if you haven't already and ring the notification bell so you can hang out with me every day. I've been your host, Joss. I will see you next time.